Hey guys, Ash here from C4 Retech and welcome to
Harris here from C4 Retech. Ash and Harris here from C4 Retech and welcome to another episode of Ash Answers.
Welcome to the last episode of Ash Answers
For 2020.
Okay, that was a little bit of a clickbaity title, agreed, but then hey, we've not done Ash Answers in a long time. A long time. Because Harris has not been here.
That's not true, I've been here. Okay, we didn't do it. Okay, it's because of me.
That's what you... Okay, let's not start with that. So let's Ash Answers.
Ash Answers is a show where we answer the questions which you tweet out to us with the hashtag Ash Answers.
Without further ado, let's get to the
Subscribe and hit the bell icons.
Bell icons. There are
Bell icon to get notified each time we upload a new video. So without any further
you can hit the bell icon, don't hit the bell icon. Even if you hit the bell icon, YouTube algorithms ensure that you're still not gonna get notified. So yeah, but still, just for my peace of mind, you can hit the bell icon, but then rest assured, it's not gonna bother you. You're not gonna get disturbed by notifications. Just hit bell icons, so that we feel better about ourselves. YouTube will make sure that you do not get disturbed, not by C4 Retech. So just go ahead, hit that bell icon. It's fine. It's just a placebo effect. Let's now get to the questions.
120 Hz LCD or 90 Hz AMOLED?
90 Hz AMOLED. 90 Hz
90
AMOLED.
Hz AMOLED for me.
I don't know. I prefer the AMOLED panels. I like 120 Hz. I like 120 Hz displays. I like how smooth it is, but then give me a AMOLED. I'm okay to taking a 30 Hz hit if it's AMOLED. 60 Hz AMOLED or 120 Hz LCD. Like I said in the K30 video, to which card? It almost makes up for it, but again, the keyword being almost. I'm still an AMOLED guy.
Can we consider buying a 4GB RAM variant of a phone in 2020? Is it low considering the standards of 2020? And can we see some 5G phones in 2020 in the 10K price tag?
4GB phone, hell yes, you should definitely consider buying it
if you're a light user or if you don't play a lot of games.
If you're buying an Apple product.
Yeah, okay.
See, I made him walk into that one. If you're buying an if you're buying an iPhone, it should be fine. On the Android end of things, like you said, jokes apart, for light users, it should be fine. And as you will be seeing in a speed test, or you might have seen in the speed test, no. Today is Saturday. Yes, Sunday. What day is it? Sunday. So Ash Answers goes live today. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wouldn't have seen this video, but then there's a speed test that's gonna go live soon. And if you look at it, that's a phone with 6 or 8 gigs of RAM that's gonna even reload our video render. And by that I mean the setup for the video render. It would reload that app too. First time in C4 Retech history, that's gonna happen. So it doesn't matter what RAM you have, it matters how you use it. And that sounds... It doesn't matter the amount of RAM there is, what matters is how they implement it. So 4 gigs of RAM is a little too low in my opinion, but for a mid-ranger maybe you could get away with it.
Yeah. But if you're using for light usages, just for few messaging apps and not a lot of games, it should be fine.
Yeah, if it's like a 10K phone, if it's a 10K phone and you have a 4 gig variant, why not? It should be fine. Even for a 14K phone, a 4 gig variant, 464, I guess you could get away with it. But if you're looking at a 20K phone or something, then 6 gigs is what you should consider. And as for 5G phones,
We have another question.
Thank God. Okay. Oh.
The same 5G so.
Okay. Hey Ash, lots of 5G phones will be launched in 2020. Do you think it's the correct time to buy 5G phones? That too, especially in India. What's your view? Should I go for a 5G phone or a 4G phone in 2020? I would say, hey, I don't know if you're going to have the choice because as far as to what I'm hearing, Xiaomi is not bringing their 5G phone to India. And I'm also hearing that Realme might not be bringing their X50 to India. So at least not at the time as of now. So first quarter, first half, we might not see that many 5G phones, at least not in the budget segments, because only when Redmi and Realme start doing things in the budget segments do we see competition from Samsung and other brands. And given that Realme is part of the BBK group, you don't see Oppo or Vivo doing stuff that Realme is not doing. Definitely, I don't see a scenario where Realme does not launch 5G in the mid-range and Oppo or Vivo launch 5G in the mid-range. So, and again, in India, 5G rollout is gonna take time. So I don't think 5G is something you should prioritize at this point. I don't think that's something you should give weightage to. And even if 5G rollout starts, it's still gonna be limited to a few areas. It's gonna be limited to metros and only certain places, and it's still gonna be pretty expensive to begin with. So at least for a couple of years, 4G should do pretty well. It shouldn't be I mean, 5G will be a must, will be not a must have. It'll be a nice to have, but not a must have.
What's the difference between 120Hz refresh rate and Apple's 120Hz touch response? And by the way, hope to see Ash answers on a weekly basis in 2020.
So guys, the refresh rate of a display is basically how many times it gets redrawn per second. Now, the touch response, on the other hand, it's basically how fast it tracks your touch. So now basically for a 60 Hertz touch response, it tracks your touch every 16 milliseconds, 16.6 to be precise. Now that timing gets halved when it's 120 Hertz touch response. So it's like 8.3 milliseconds. So how does that help when your touch response is 120 Hertz, whereas your refresh rate is 60 Hertz? So how it helps is it's a very marginal improvement. Let's say with a 60 Hertz touch response and a 60 Hertz display, let's say you do something and it completes at a certain frame. Once it's done, only in the next cycle does the next action get implemented. But whereas if you have a 120 Hertz touch response, then whatever you're doing, it gets tracked. Your actions get tracked, and it could end half a frame earlier, which means the action could start at the very next frame. So it's like a little bit faster, which means whatever you do, you might feel it being a tad bit more responsive. I know I'm probably not being very clear here, but that's basically the theory. He put me on the spot with this question.
And exactly how would I have answered this? It's hard.
That's what she said.
Anyways, there are a lot of jokes in this episode. A lot of jokes.
He keeps walking into that's what she says. I'm so sorry, guys. But any which ways, we're not gonna cut anything here. It's let's this is us. This is us.
Do you think the Realme X2 Pro is a great buy compared to the OnePlus 70? I know there is a 5 to 6K in budget difference, but would the spec sheet match the Oxygen OS and the brand?
See, I honestly believe that people's dislike of ColorOS is kind of blown out of proportion. Now, ColorOS is really not that bad, guys. Now, I understand people having a bone to pick with FunTouch, because FunTouch has a heavy learning curve with it. The icons are a little too big. It feels kind of wonky. It's not a bad interface, even FunTouch. You can get used to it, but hey, it's gonna take time getting used to it. ColorOS, on the other hand, is not that way. It's just as easy to get used to ColorOS as it is to get used to MIUI. In fact, I feel it's a little easier to get used to ColorOS as of today, because ColorOS does not have ads as of yet. Okay, given their beta testing and something, I believe personally that it's only a matter of time before Realme starts with the ads. But as of today, it's a little bit more palpable than MIUI. So compared to Oxygen OS, hey, I would still prefer Oxygen OS, but do I prefer Oxygen OS enough to pay that much more? Now that's a question. Now, if you're on a budget, I don't think ColorOS is bad enough. If you really like Oxygen OS, then hell yes, go ahead, pay the money, get it. You're not going to regret it. The OnePlus 7T is still a very good phone. It's worth paying the money for. But all I'm saying is ColorOS is not a bad interface. Don't buy don't buy the OnePlus 7T because you're afraid that the Realme X2 Pro sucks, because it doesn't. It's good. If you really dislike ColorOS, then okay, fine. But don't buy it because you're hearing people say ColorOS is crap, because it's not. So that's basically what I would say. And it actually has a few positives over the OnePlus. Hey, 50-watt charging.
Yeah.
That's there. So, Harris, what would you say?
I'll probably go for the 7T. I like Oxygen OS much, and it's just preference, right? I won't care paying the extra 5k to go for the OnePlus, and I like OnePlus basically. If the camera I land in the S11, S20 is real, wouldn't a thicker phone make more sense? Wouldn't it allow for a bigger battery and a jack connection, or maybe a second USB-C connection?
So guys, all this is pure speculation at this point. But if we are going by rumors, hey, it's also rumored that the S11 or S20 or whatever it's going to be called is supposed to be coming with a bigger battery. So as of now, I wouldn't really worry about it. But hey, the headphone jack, in all probability, it's dead. I don't see Samsung actually going for the headphone jack at this point. But we are getting quality wireless earphones here these days. So.
And they are getting cheaper. The wireless headphones are really getting cheaper. So yeah.
Maybe that's something we just have to accept. Like how replaceable batteries are something we've accepted to them going away. I mean, I still don't like it. I would still prefer to see the headphone jack being there. At times I wish they were there, but hey, it is what it is.
Is NFC an expensive feature? Many mid-rangers don't have it. I'm asking cause there's news that we can get tickets without standing in line in Chennai Metro in near future via NFC. That's why.
See, because NFC is not expensive at all. It's minor savings for brands, but then they cut it out because hey, end of the day, minor savings, it just adds up, right? Even if it's 50 cents, when you're selling like 100,000 units, 1 million units, 5 million units, if you're Xiaomi, what's 5 million into 50 cents? It's $2.5 million, right? It's still like, when it all adds up. Why does Samsung remove auto brightness sensors, right? But the reason I believe these brands do not include NFC in India is because NFC really doesn't get used for much in India as of now. The moment it starts getting used for something, I believe they'll start adding it. Because they do sell phones with NFC in China, right? It's still a very competitive market in China. It's not like they're selling phones at a huge markup in China. Whereas in Europe, yes, their prices are high. So if NFC is cut in China and it's only available in Europe, then we could probably say, hey, it's like an expensive feature. They're only giving it in Europe. So maybe the prices will go up if they're adding NFC, but not really in China, where prices are probably lower than India. Most of the times, they still sell it with NFC. It's just that in India, they feel it's not a feature people are going to miss. It's not something that people really care about. So we can get away with not having it. So hey, let's just remove it. It's easy to remove.
But how many of you guys really use NFC day to day? I don't think so.
Not really. We asked that question in a video recently and not a lot of people do. But if we start seeing uses for it and people start adopting it, then I guess brands will start adopting.
Even NFC payments in India, people most often use Google Pay and everything. So
yeah, NFC is very rare.
Yeah.
And even those terminals that support NFC, most of the times I just see people tapping it. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, let's choose something else. That's what the retailers themselves do.
Looking at the amazing growth of Realme, do you think Xiaomi is in trouble? If so, what should be their future strategy?
See, Realme has grown well, but I don't think Realme has grown very well at the cost of Xiaomi, or rather Redmi, because hey, we've not seen a lot of Xiaomi phones this year, right? So I don't think Redmi is really in trouble. They've been doing extremely well. The Note 8 Pro was a huge success. As much as we all like to crib about the A3, it still did well for Xiaomi, and the K series was a runaway success, and they've shipped a hell of a lot of phones. So Realme, as successful as they've been, they have been playing catch up. Now the X2 Pro is awesome, but the X2 Pro landed in India only after the K20 Pro did huge damage, right? The F1 sold insanely well, the K20 Pro did amazingly well, and then this arrived. And every generation Realme's been playing catch up. So as of now, Redmi is still ahead. I don't think they're in trouble, but Realme is doing really well. They have positioned themselves as a viable competitor. Like, there have always been brands that have competed with Xiaomi for a while. We've had Lenovo do it for a bit, Moto struggle and fall flat on their face. But the only brands that have managed to sustain doing it, well, I would say it's been Realme now and Honor, but then now it's for reasons beyond Honor's control that Honor is not in the game, at least as of now. And well, Samsung has kind of been here and there, but Realme has been the most consistent. So are they a threat? Hell yes. But as of now, is Redmi taking a hit? Probably, but it's not enough for them to really start worrying or feel like, hey, Realme is taking over our entire stuff. Not really.
It's a promising competition to come, right? I've been using smartphones for 8+ years. I consider LED notifications as one of the important must-have feature. Nowadays, most of the manufacturers are not giving this feature. What's your opinion on this? Okay, personally for me, I like the LED notifications. Sometimes when I'm away from my desk and my phone is far away, I get which notifications I get with the colors, right? Sometimes I get the red.
Which notifications you get with the colors? What did you just say? I get which notifications I get
to understand which notifications I get from the colors of the LEDs, right? For example, Snapchat gives me the red notification, WhatsApp gives me the green notification. From far, when my phone is on charge or something like that, I can see the colors of the light and I could get it. But the always on display, which kind of I've replaced for the LED notification, that's also fine. But at the end of the day, when your phone is really far away, LED notification actually gives you a physical color thing, right? That actually
color
helps.
Thing.
Color light.
Physical color thing.
Color
#
representation.
Physical color thing.
Color representation of your notifications.
Fair enough. Jokes apart, yes, I do like LED notification lights. Like whatever everything Harris says, it makes sense, and I agree. But then, end of the day, it's all about shrinking down on the sizes of stuff, going for chasing that all-screen display, and removing everything possible. Now, if I don't know, brands would remove everything, right? I mean, if somebody had the courage to remove a earpiece and say Bluetooth only for calls, okay, they'd probably do that. And LED notifications are just an obstruction. It's a hurdle from that all-screen display, and that's basically why they're going away. I would like to see something like what Samsung does with their edge display, something along those lines. Again, that cannot be always on, like the LED notifications keep on flashing or something, because that's gonna take way more.
But at least for the calls and stuff, it will be really good.
So yeah, I don't know, something unique, something out of the box. Somebody could come up with something.
Or the LED lights on the buttons.
Maybe Nokia had it, right?
Yeah.
But that was a white only.
Yeah.
I think it was white only. I don't remember. I guess.
I guess.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically it. That's my opinion. I wish it was there, but I understand why brands are doing what they're doing. Okay guys, it's for a tiny little break in between. We've done a bunch of questions and Harris says he's got something fun planned, and Harrison fun. I do not trust him, so let's see.
It's really fun. Okay, so it's this game, like the headset game you might have seen on the Ellen's show. It's similar to that. I'll be having one word in the tab and I'll be placing it on my forehead. I can't see the word. Ash has to He can show actions, or he can tell me words that lead to the word. He can't exactly say the word, but he can lead me there. So with the words. So that's basically the game. If he finds out, we get a point. If he doesn't, we don't. So let's see. So none of us know what it is there. It's actually a customized one. The crew gave us. So this is the first time we're looking at. So it's hard. It's hard.
That's what she
So yeah, play.
Play some forehead. Get ready.
Okay. Laptop, keyboard, a laptop. That's it.
Venkat, I'm hungry. Get me.
Jamban.
Shahrukh, you're not coming to the event because you didn't watch
Star Wars.
This doesn't work on the EV.
Keyboard. Mobile. Phone. Headphone.
You lose at this a lot.
Red alert. Red
No.
alert. Foosball.
Yes, it just stands up.
Okay.
Done.
Done. So I don't know how many we got right. So
Okay, you got 5, right? So, I mean, I got you to get 5, right? What?
okay, this is hard. Pass. The one with the dogs. Lot of dogs.
101 Dalmatians?
Yeah. Okay.
Shubham.
Shubham, which character does he like a lot? His Instagram name.
Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Uh,
Justice League.
this is the one thing we thought of getting you for your birthday, but you told you needed more space for it. More space for it. It's something we build. Make your own things.
Lego.
Yeah.
Batman Lego.
Yeah.
Lego Batman.
Yeah. It's okay. A pass. Time's up. But still, we got it.
Harris got only 2. You can't blame me.
Yeah, the movies are hard. It was hard to explain and all that.
Yeah, so basically, they were supposed to write 10, but we blew a few on a cut. So then we had to go movies instead of what the team wrote, which
Yeah.
means it was kind of messed up. But anyways, let's get back to the questions
Still,
now.
We got 2 out of 5. That's a good
It was Blade. All you had to do was this.
No,
and
the
I was-
blade didn't actually come up. Maybe it was the last thing when you took it
And
out.
the Patriot.
The Patriot, I didn't know how to salute or something like
You
that.
could have just said Jai Hind. That would have been done.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
And
he
Kangaroo
was-
Jack, you had to jump around like a kangaroo. I mean,
wanna
you
do
guys
it.
would have loved
I
to see
really
it,
didn't
wouldn't
wanna
you?
do it.
Wouldn't
I
you
really
have
wanna
loved
do
to
it.
see him jump around like a kangaroo? Come on.
No.
You had to do kangaroo and you just had to point somewhere behind the camera for Jack.
I'm not gonna do it. It's fine.
Okay, done.
That was good.
Don't you think the megapixel war between Realme and Redmi is going too far? I mean, 64 megapixels, 108 megapixels, seriously? Instead, why don't they use a good quality 12-16 megapixel sensor? Work on their image processing and software experience especially. I think they do it just for creating hype. I don't really think so because it's not Redmi and Realme who are actually coming up with these sensors. These are not Redmi sensors or Realme sensors. These are Sony sensors. And it's not only Redmi or Realme who are using these sensors, it's everybody. And Samsung is also using these sensors now. I mean, not particularly these sensors. They've got their own sensors, which again are 48 megapixels and 64 megapixels. And it's all the same pixel binning, right? Quad Bayer, 4x1 pixel binning. Now, this is the way you look at it. You look at it as a 12 megapixel sensor. You look at it as a 16 megapixel sensor. Why do you even need to look at it as 48 or 64? It is taking 12 megapixels by default. It is shooting 16 megapixels by default. There is an option to switch to 48, but honestly, I don't use that a lot outside of testing to show you guys the extra detail. It captures very rarely.
And it's hard for us even to like switch every time and take samples on it. So yeah.
Yeah, most of the times we leave it on auto and end up shooting at 12 or 16. And hey, what I like about this is to incorporate that 64 megapixels or the 48 megapixels. The sensor size is now becoming bigger. That means the low light performance is going up. A couple of years back, could we have imagined this kind of low light performance on a 10K phone? Now we're getting that kind of performance on a 10K phone. And I welcome that. And the next step is probably 9x1 pixel binning, which is what they're talking about for the Samsung flagship, the 108 megapixel. I think it's the HM1, isocell bright HM1, I don't know, or GM1. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot the exact rumored name of that sensor. It's a Samsung sensor. It's a 108 megapixel sensor that should be coming with 9x1 pixel binning. So basically 9 pixels should be combining into one, and so you're going to be effectively shooting 12 megapixel shots. But if you want, you could switch to 108 megapixels. That's basically what Samsung is rumored to be doing with their Galaxy S11 or S20. So hey, let them market whatever they want, as long as the final image quality keeps improving. I'm okay with it.
One good compact phone with everything. Is it Poco? Is it still worthy?
I would say Poco is still worthy, but then it depends on your definition of compact. But there is another phone that I really want to cover. I want to go back and redo a review of it. You guys let me know if you want to see that. The Asus Zenfone 5Z recently got a huge price cut. It's still a 845. It's got excellent cameras. And it's got that amazing glass build. Now, compared to the Poco F1, it's still at 845. It's in the same price segment, but it's got that all glass build, which along with the wide angle camera, which makes me feel it's just a better deal. But how has it aged? Now, that's a question I don't know. I don't have an answer to. So I really want to get my hands on a Zenfone 5Z. I don't have a phone in the office, so I want to actually pick one up and I want to use it for a week or so and do another a second review of sorts. Would you guys be interested in seeing a video? Let me know in the comments if you'd want to see that, and if you guys want to see it, I'll more than gladly make it happen. So let me know, guys.
Can you do a build around 50 to 55k with Ryzen 5 3600 plus 1660 Super? Also Ryzen 5 3600 versus Ryzen 7 2700. What would you pick?
So guys, 50 to 55k, not really, but in the next build I'm going to be working on, spoiler alert, is going to be around 70k. But I'm going with the Ryzen 5 3600. Yes, it's a Ryzen build. You guys wanted a Ryzen build, so that's what I'm going to be making happen. But I'm not pairing it with the 1660 Super. We're going 2060 Super. The rest of the specs, well, wait for it. First week of January is when you're gonna see that video. I'm gonna be doing a lot more PC videos this year. I'm kind of getting bored doing phone videos. I'm sick and tired of saying Samsung isocell bright GM1, Sony IMX586, Snapdragon 710, Snapdragon 845, 855. That's been all year. That's what I've been doing all year. I don't know, take it whatever way you want to. I want to break from it, and I really I want to do a lot more PC builds. I know I've been saying it for a couple of years, but this is when I'm gonna change. We're gonna be doing a lot more PC builds this year. 2020, that's gonna be my resolution. Way more PC builds. We just did one. The second one, the order is in. The part should have been here today, but it didn't come in. It's coming in on Monday. But then we're not gonna really be working next week. That's my 1 week off per year. But the week after, we're gonna get cracking right on it. Wait, there's another question.
Sorry, I thought you...
Biswajit is gonna be so annoyed with you.
Sorry, Viswajit.
Yes. The Ryzen 5 3600 versus Ryzen 7 2700. I would say the Ryzen 5, if you want to go for gaming, it's better for gaming. The Ryzen 7, the 2700, if you want the extra cores, if you want to go more for productivity.
Hi bro, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We met in Chill With Us meetup in Hyderabad. Bro, what's your current editing rig configuration? And when you are coming to Hyderabad, please mention my tweet in our chances.
Hey, yes, Raj.
We did mention your tweet in our chances.
Yes, we did. And I'm happy that you remember the meet.
Yeah.
I'm glad we met. Now, I don't know when I'm coming to Hyderabad next. As far as my current editing rig goes, don't ask me about it. I feel sad thinking about it. Because I had an awesome rig, I had an amazing rig, I had a bloody brilliant rig. So here's the backstory.
This is actually a big story. Lot of tears.
Okay, so
Just need some time.
And I'm gonna be really annoyed if we have a segment that features the DJI Tello.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying.
This time we have the Tello. I knew it. That's why I asked him to send this site, and
It's right there.
At that point, I couldn't ask him to shift, and I couldn't pick the Tello and come. He would obviously know it. So I was like, okay, fine, let's leave it there.
Okay. Now coming back to the build. So I had this amazing rig, and one fine day, our Premiere editing rig, it kind of crashed. So I've been telling our Amartya, dude, it's been blue screening for a bit, so please look into it. And he keeps saying, no, it's fine, reboot it for a month. And then one fine day, where we have multiple videos on it, okay, we have multiple embargoes happening, okay, multiple launches, and for the first time in a long time, instead of rushing for the video on the last day, we have all the shoots done early. That day, it crashes. Okay, so we've got our RAID on it, we've got our hard disk on it and everything. So now the other rig that we are editing on is a Ryzen, so we can't take a RAID from an Intel and pop it into a Ryzen. So then I say, you know what, take my awesome Intel rig that's given me zero problems. So my rig was a i9, I think it's a 9th gen i9. I think it's a 9th gen i9 with it's a 9th gen i9 with MSI X299 radar, 64 gigs of RAM, a 1080 Ti. I still took it from the old rig, with a NVMe to boot. It was perfect. It never crashed. It was amazing. And I gave it to these guys and said, hey, take those SSDs, plug it in, and that's it. The rig's gonna work fine. And they did something, and they did something, and then it happened. That night, they fried 2 SSDs, 2 hard disks. Our work SSD was gone, our work HDD was gone. We lost everything, absolutely everything. Now the reason why on our intro you just keep seeing welcome to C4E Tech instead of any customized text is because we lost the project files.
The next day I actually came into the office and I didn't know about it, and I came in and I see like all the PCs like
everything was
on the floor, and it was like
yeah, and
it was complete mess.
Yes, so now we had to reshoot everything, and they just had screwed up this. And midway through the next day, where I had reordered everything just to make sure we get through everything quickly and like The first build, that was the Rampage 5 Extreme board, had gone, so we couldn't get another X99 board. The only thing we could get was a crappy Supermicro board to replace it. And while putting that together, they managed to fry the cooler. Okay, that's like a series of unfortunate events, like an entire day where, like, one after another, they just kept delivering bad news after bad news after bad news after bad news after bad news. Okay, I go to sleep, I wake up, oh yeah, we fried this. Thank you guys, thank you so much. So that's the story of how my editing rig. So now I switch between the MSI GS65 Stealth and the Asus GX701. So I really love the Asus. That's an amazing laptop. It's got the 2080. So it is really good for edits as well as gaming, but then I predominantly game on it, so yeah. That's the story. What else? Did they fry something else? I think they fried something else. They fried the LED controller as well. What else did you guys fry?
I was not there.
Oh, you were not here, right? Oh yeah, Shubham wasn't here. Shubham was in Mumbai. If he was there, he would have fried an extra thing or two. What else did they fry? I don't know. They fried a lot of things.
Everything is like.
Now we actually, so now we've got backups for everything. So that's the day I understood why Linus backs everything up.
Yeah. We have backups for backups.
We had backups, but we had backups. So when I say work HDD, that was the backup for work SSD, both got fried, right? So now we have backups and we have backups for our backups.
So we actually fried our backup and then we also fried the backup for the backup.
No, we didn't. We just fried our regular drive and our backups. Now we have the regular, the backup, and a backup for the backup.
What tech got you most excited for 2020? For me, it's gonna be the Cybertruck. Yes, it came out in the 2019, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come out for the general public in 2020. So I'll go with the Cybertruck. It looks cool. I don't know. For most of them didn't like it, but I kind of liked it. The windows are really cool and all that. So I'll go with the Cybertruck, Tesla. For you?
I don't know. I've got to think about it. I don't know, in 2020, I'd probably say, I'm going to give you the boring answer. Smartphones, I want to actually see foldables. I didn't get a chance to spend any time with the Mate X or the Fold, so I can't wait to get my hands on a foldable. I really want to, use it, maybe the Escobar phone. Okay, not really the Escobar phone, but I want to use some foldable. That's probably what I'm most excited for. And that said, I'm also excited for the Galaxy S11 or S20 or whatever they're calling it, because Samsung's doing a good job leaking it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Samsung's playing a part with these leaks, and from whatever we are hearing, even if 70% of what we are hearing turns out to be true, it seems to be one hell of a phone. They're supposed to be redesigning it. They're supposed to be upping the battery. They're supposed to be going with a 108 megapixel 9x1 primary, a 48 megapixel telephoto, 5x telephoto, 120 hertz panel, curved displays, bigger battery, 30-minute charging. We're hearing a lot. Let's see. 30-minute charging might not make it though. We're hearing conflicting reports. So let's see. Smaller selfie camera, larger in-display fingerprint scanner, blah blah blah.
What feature are you expecting the most in the budget and mid-range next year?
Snapdragon 865.
The budget and the mid-range.
Oh, Snapdragon 855 plus. No. Guys, I'd probably have to say faster charging. I know Amartya told you to say that. I stole his answer. I know Amartya told me.
We were talking about this and he was like faster charger. Okay, I was like, Okay, I like that one. I'm gonna steal your answer.
No, Amartya sat him down and told him this is the answer, and Harris was like, okay, fine. Okay, and then Amartya told me, I told him to say this answer. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna steal that answer. Okay, so what feature are you expecting the most in the budget? So you don't have another feature?
In the budget segment,
One eternity later.
you can answer first. I'll think of something.
You'll wait and say, yeah, me too.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'll come up with an answer for sure.
Okay, I'd probably say better performance, because this year, if you saw, we've been getting Snapdragon 665, which is, I mean, it's like every year the performance improves, yes, but the 665 is actually a solid chip. That level of performance isn't something we've seen in the 10K segment at all, not ever. But the 665 is a very capable chip that's capable of running pretty much anything. And we've been seeing that at 10K, and not just from a Realme or a Redmi. We've seen that from a Vivo, right? So that means the next year, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing much more powerful devices in that segment, and that is something I'm really interested in seeing. I'm also interested in seeing faster charging technology, which is Harris's answer, but hey,
yeah. For the mid-rangers, I would probably go with the faster charging speeds, and for the budget, I'll probably go with the displays. So displays in the budget segment have always been like, it's okay, but if budgets in the budget segment, I would expect maybe a 90
Quad
hertz.
HD?
No, 90 hertz panel or something like that. Something new.
In what segment? Like 10K?
15, 16K segment.
In 15, 16K, we are getting 120.
Yeah, we are getting. I want to see it in all the budget phones, like
all the budget. See, I don't know if honestly though, I don't know if the 120 hertz thing in the budget segment is actually gonna stick, because while yes, the K30 has a 120 hertz panel, I don't know if the 730G is going to be able to push that refresh rate. As of now, I'm seeing mixed results. Again, let me get done with that review and we'll talk more. That was actually my answer, but because you said it, I countered it and made you look stupid. Do not put this in the...
Okay, that's... Favorite purchase you made recently that's not a piece of tech. Hashtag Ash Answers. Have an awesome 2020, bro. Love from Bangalore.
It's Bengaluru as Bangalore.
Bengaluru, Bangalore.
Whoa.
All the same, right?
They wouldn't feel that way.
I'm sorry, but...
Thanks, Prashant. An awesome 2020 to all you guys. Now, okay, what's your favorite purchase that you made recently that's not a piece of tech?
That's what I was thinking. Answer for this for a long time, and I never made a good non-tech purchase this year that I'm really proud of.
Like what non-tech purchase you made that you're not proud of? That's the one we want to know.
See, one thing I would gonna be saying is I got a new shoes, which is non-tech, but those were expensive. I have never shelled out a lot of money on shoes and everything, and this was the first time getting like a really expensive.
What did you buy?
A Puma shoe.
How much?
It was around 8K or something, but I got it on offer, but still.
For how much?
Got it around 3K or something.
Where?
In Puma showroom.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So for me, my favorite purchase that's not a piece of tech, something that I use every day, something that I absolutely love. Harris knows it, and I'm gonna make Harris guess this one.
Okay.
It's a purchase I made this year. Harris knows it. I use it every day. I absolutely love it. You also use it?
What is it?
Karthik uses it too.
No, this is hard.
Again, that's what she said.
I don't know, I gave up. I can't even think of anything.
Venkat uses it too.
Everyone uses it. What is it?
DS uses it too. Sashidhar uses it too. Even Amartya uses it.
I don't know. I really don't know.
You wanna guess? Come on. Come on, what is it that all of us use?
All of us use t-shirts, shirts.
Do we all use the same t-shirts? What the hell is wrong with you? What are the guys gonna think?
Okay, wait.
Come on, Shubham. What is it that we all use every day?
Foosball table.
Exactly.
Finally.
It took you so long to get to foosball table. See, that's my favorite purchase of the year. We play foosball a lot here at C4E Tech.
And I win all the time. So yeah.
He wins all the time.
On the record.
Yes, he wins all the time. He's an amazing foosball player. He's unbeatable.
Yeah. Which one to buy? A year-old flagship or latest mid-range mobile? And why? Love your content.
We actually have an entire video on this, and I'll leave a card to that. Do check that out. What's your opinion on cloud mobile platform, something like Stadia, where your mobile phone is just a display and your hardware is in a remote location, say at home or a virtual cloud machine? So my question is, are you talking about when your hardware is in a remote location, as in, is it your hardware because you say at home, or you're also talking about a virtual cloud machine? Okay, cool.
Stadia.
I don't know, Stadia I'm not really sold on yet, because honestly, if you ask me as of now, I'll say Stadia sucks. Because I absolutely do not see the point of paying for Stadia, because just look at it this way, right? With Stadia, you're paying a subscription and you're paying for the game, where you're not getting the same deals you're getting on Steam, meaning you're paying higher for the game on top of a subscription, and then you're paying for data. Why would I do that? I'll pay on, and then I need a internet connection all the time. I need a proper internet connection all the time. Yes, I understand. I could technically play anywhere, but then hey, not just in India, even if it's the US, no matter where you are, 4G connections are still not cheap enough for you to be able to game on the go. So that is just not gonna, even if the speeds are great, even if 5G comes in and it's rapid fast, it's still not gonna be cheap enough for you to burn through playing a game. So that's out of the question. So it's still gonna come down to Wi-Fi. And yes, you could technically game on your PC or I mean your TV. Yes, that works. But then you're gonna be paying more than what you're paying for your game. And hey, Steam is cheap as is, and if you go G2A, it's gonna be even cheaper. So I would rather go that way instead of depending on an internet connection. Maybe if what we were looking at was something like a Netflix for games, then yeah, that is something I would be interested in. But again, this is technology at its infancy, with better internet connections, with changes in the future, with costs going down, with more developers coming on board. Anything can happen.
It's actually time for the 2-minute review, and this time Ash kind of saw the product. I placed it here and he kind of saw it, but still, let's give him 2 minutes to review it. Okay, this time we have the Tello drone. He got it like what, 3 to 4 months back?
Something like that.
So yeah, so your 2 minutes starts now.
So the Tello is a pretty decent drone. It's a starter drone. It's priced at 10K approximately. So this is not something you're gonna get for like serious shooting, but for somebody who wants to get started with drones, test waters, try to understand how the entire thing works, see how to frame shots, and see if it's something that they could actually sink money into, then this is a good way to actually test out. And once you're done with it and you wanna move to more expensive drones, it's still a nice fun little toy to play with from time to time. And hey, somebody might just break a propeller and you could make their life miserable. That's a fun little added perk of owning a Tello.
I did it.
That's it. I'm done with it. In 55 seconds. That's basically it.
2 minutes, yeah, but
that's basically it. There's not much to talk about.
A lot of things.
That's the video quality on it sucks. Like if you think you've seen bad video quality, think again, because this is the absolute worst video quality you can get. Go get a Micromax phone from like a couple of years back or 3 years back that has better video quality than this. Okay, but then it's not about the video quality. It's just, it's a fun drone.
Like how you liked playing with it and all that. Maybe we have 30 more seconds.
I don't know, guys. It's nice. It's got a bunch of things that you can do. It can take off from your hand. It can land back on your hand. It can do 8D flips. It can circle around you technically and shoot, but it really can't because it's too light, and outdoors, the wind keeps knocking it around. You don't need a license for it, which is a big plus. So it's classified as a nano drone, so you can just buy one and get shooting.
Anyways, it's almost 2 minutes, so yeah, done.
Do you watch anime? Amartya told me he's a big fan of anime. I would suggest you use anime footage to check screen quality. Consider that done. My pick would be Your Name movie and No Game, No Life series. Okay, do I watch anime? Very rarely, and I'm currently actually watching an anime series, and the one I'm watching is... And the reason why I don't say it is every time I talk about anything, people post spoilers in the comments. So no, I am not falling for this again. I am not telling you what I'm watching. I just started something and I actually like it. So no, I'm not mentioning it. Maybe once I'm done watching it, I'll tell you what I watched.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on Twitter. Follow us at C4eTech on Twitter.
But yeah, we'll definitely use some anime footage to check screen quality.
So what is your roadmap for the group for the C4E family? Would be a great platform for like-minded people to have discussions and share stuff.
So this is something we've thought about for a long time, starting up a Telegram group or a Discord. So what do you guys want to see, Telegram or Discord? Let us know in the comments below. We'll try to get one of those done. 2020 again, that's going to be one of the things we want to get started. So let us know.
Hi Prajan. Bro, how are you? What are your goals for 2020, and tell us how 2019 was, your achievements, failures, or any special happenings that you like to share with us.
Hey Prajan, so Prajan is one of our, he used to work at C4eTech. He's one of our best Photoshop people. He had to leave to Coimbatore because he's taken over his dad's business. So he's like a big business magnet now. You guys go to Coimbatore.
Thank you for taking the time and
yes, Prajan. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. So if you go to Coimbatore and you see this guy in this suit and stuff, surrounded by like 25 different people, that's probably him. So anyway, goals for 2020, more PC builds, more PC videos, more consistency. 2019 was a transitional phase for us. We got a lot more people on board. We've kind of been putting together this team, which also meant we've taken a few hits. 2019 is the first year. I'm just going to be candid with you guys. 2019 was probably the worst year for C4eTech. This is the year we've done our worst numbers. The first year that we've done worse numbers than the previous year. But the bright side is, overall, if you look at numbers, if you look at what I've done personally, it's still been great for me because C4eTech Tamil has done extremely well. So hey, there is something for me to smile about.
So those were all the questions for this episode of Flash Answers, and Happy New Year to all of you guys.
I'm not gonna wish you a Happy New Year because he's not gonna be there for another video. I've got another video coming out before, the 31st.
Okay, Happy New Year from Harris. So yeah,
C4E Awards is coming. And this is gonna be an awesome C4E Awards. Yeah. I really absolutely loved working on it. This is probably, I absolutely adored working on it. If you are on two minds about watching it, definitely watch it. I'm pretty sure you will not regret it. So, watch it.
So yeah.
So I guess that's pretty much it. So, I know this has been like a super long episode of Ash Answers. If you ended up liking it, you know what to do. If you didn't like it, you know what to do. Either way, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that bell icon. It is not gonna change a damn thing, but do that so that we feel better about ourselves. That's pretty much all I'm asking you. So go ahead, do that, and that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash.
And
He's
I'm
College
Harris.
College Harish, who from next year is probably gonna be not College Harish because he's graduating next year, hopefully, if he doesn't have any arrears, or he'll be Arias Harish.
That's bad. That's a bad name. Still.
I don't know.
C4E Harris. That's cool.
You guys tell me. So till next time, thanks for watching.
This is Ash and Harris here from C4E Tech.
Signing off. You guys have a great day.
Bye
Bye. Do you think somebody will buy a Galaxy flagship and keep it for 5 years?
For 4 years. I have an S7 and I'm using it for 4 years.
When did the S7 launch?
S7 launched to 2016, I guess. 2016.
16, 17, 18, 19.
Mid of 2016, so yeah. I'm gonna buy a new.
Happy New Year, guys.
Do you think Realme X2 Pro is a great buy compared?
Think it's not illegal yet. That's Karthik's t-shirt.
Is NFC an expensive future?
Future.
Feature.
But Harris's future is gone. Because he keeps reading feature as future.
Is NFC an expensive?
Future.
Is NFC an expensive?
Future. Is future an expensive NFC? So Harris, I'm gonna let you take this one because touch response and refresh rates, those are your forte.
I think you can answer it better than me. No, you can answer it. So yeah, you can answer this.
No, I mean, you can take it.
That's fine. You can answer it.
No, but Harris, College Harish, you pick the questions. I'm pretty sure you would know the answers to the questions you picked.
Amatya picked this question. Nothing to do with this question. I can't read it without laughing after all that.